Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to Personal FX, the Collectibles show. And John, have we got a wonderful group of guests in the apartment, including some great kids.
Yeah, we brought some great items to be appraised. Just take a gander. We're going to find out what all that stuff is worth on today's show. That's an old erector set. Have to find out about that later on.
Looks good.
Yeah.
And we're going to be seeing a super collection of roosters. Who collects roosters? None other than one of New York City's most prominent French chefs, Michelle Bordeaux of the restaurant Tattoo.
Something smells good,
Does
too,
it?
doesn't it? Yes. And today we are out in St. Cloud, Florida, where we're going to be looking at a huge super collection of hippos. Get
Weighty.
it? Huge? Yes.
Huge?
Yeah, big
yeah.
fat super collection of hippos. That's all coming up on today's Personal FX.
Those soldiers never die. They have the wind island.
Welcome to Friday's edition of Personal FX. Glad you joined us. Before we get into the whole show, let's take a visit over to Cute Corner. Here we are, Cute Corner. I want you to meet, this is Mary and Laura, is that right? Hi, nice to meet you. How old are you?
4.
4. Glad you're here. What's that in your pocket there?
Money.
Are you going to buy something today? Yeah? Let's see what she's going to buy a little bit later on. I have something for both of you, by the way. Nobody gets by Cute Corner without some FX pencils. There you go. There you go. And you know what? You know what else I got? Balloons. There you go. Thank you, Laura, for coming by today.
Hello.
There you go. All right. Let's go meet some more people who've come by to have their items appraised on today's show. As a matter of fact, this is it Jane, is it? Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Nice to meet you. You're from San Francisco? What are you going to have appraised today?
Little striped badgers
Oh, now where'd you get those?
at a flea market.
Oh, all right. Good luck. Hope they're worth a lot.
Hope so too.
All right. If you'd like to be a guest in our FX apartment, it's real simple. Just give us a call at that Sprint-sponsored 1-800-FX-FX-FX1 number, and we will set it up. And if you're real cute, you get pencils and balloons and everything. All right, let's go out to St. Cloud, Florida. JD going to give us, well, he's going to introduce us to today's super collector, and we're going to look at that super collection of hippos. JD?
That's right, John. We're in beautiful St. Cloud, Florida, and I'm in the Hippodrome, which is the room that our super collector, Timothy Johnson, where he stores his collection of 3,000 hippos.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
why hippos, Timothy?
I don't know, it started out as a child, just that was about the only thing I'd really throw a fuss over. And it just started, my grandmother gave me one when I was about 4 years old, and the collection's grown since.
And it's not just been a collection for you. I mean, it's been an educational journey. You've really researched hippos, and
Correct.
you know a lot about them. In fact, they've called him the Hippo Kid for as long as you can remember,
15
right?
or 20 years at least.
And John, his collection is so extensive that he even has a hippo tattoo.
Yeah! All right.
The Hippo Kid. We're going to come back and take a look at some of the pieces in Timothy Johnson's collection.
Well, you know, the tattoo is impressive, but it's the T-shirt I'm digging.
Yeah, look at that. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's real cool.
He and his brother do airbrush, and they did these.
Oh, that's great. JD, we'll check in with the two of you a little bit later on.
Okay.
Hippodrome, that's interesting. Michael, you're from San Francisco, yes?
No, New Orleans.
New Orleans?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you were renovating a house and you found some stuff inside?
Here in New York and also in New Orleans.
And one of the things you found was...
Yeah,
take
with the
a look at
Hippodrome
this.
button.
Take a look at this, Claire. You know, we're looking at the Hippodrome today in St. Cloud, Florida. This is what he found. This is an actual button that says Hippodrome on it. New York, isn't that something?
That's
just kind
more than coincidence, wouldn't you say, John?
Yeah, that's just kind of kismet. Isn't that
It
interesting?
is. That's terrific.
All right, let's get into some appraisals. What do you say?
All right, Nancy is joining us right now, the proud mother of Laura. She was sitting here beaming. Your daughter got on television, right?
Yes, she did.
You have a lovely daughter.
Thank you.
And please meet the lovely Ellen Schramm and the lovely Deirdre Featherstone,
Thank you very
two of our
much.
wonderful appraisers. And tell us about the spoons that you brought.
Well, I don't know a whole lot about them. I received them from my Nana. She just gave them to me, and that's about
all you know.
That's about all I know.
Let's see if we can remedy that right now.
These are all different character spoons that we have here. This is Charlie McCarthy. I think that was a Mickey.
Right.
This
Pinocchio.
here.
This is too funny for words. New Jersey Turnpike.
Really? That's
Yeah.
a souvenir
Well, you know I
spoon
collect
off
New
the
Jersey
Turnpike.
Turnpike memorabilia.
Oh, really? I didn't know you were so sophisticated
Yes,
of
I
a
am.
collector. Oh.
Where do these come from?
These were very popular. Williams, I think William Rogers.
Rogers Brothers put them out.
Yeah. This is Duchess silver plate.
Exactly.
These were very common in the 30s, 40s, 50s. Souvenir spoons alike. A lot of these things were sold at the opening of Disneyland when it first opened up years back.
Promos, like, you know, a lot of them were like the cereal box mail away type things and that kind of thing.
And they do, sometimes you do run into a few different ones, not of this style, that are silver. But these are all plated that we see here.
And commonly priced at about what?
$15 to $20.
$15 to $20, $25, yeah, depending. Like Mickey Mouse here would be a little bit more desirable, but they were quite common.
If you get somebody like you, like Deirdre, you could probably get a lot of money for the New Jersey Turnpike.
For this New Jersey Turnpike.
Well, there may be somebody in New Jersey particularly wants that one. Would you like to put it up for sale?
Sure.
We'll do that. Thank you so much for visiting today with your daughter.
Thank you.
And our number to call is 212-802-0082. And Cheryl has something she wants to praise. Cheryl, come on in. Are two of your friends?
Hi. Yes.
Oh, how nice. How long have you been friends?
24 years.
That's a
We just
long
figured it
time.
out today. Yes.
That's great. And what do you collect?
Well, I collect McCoy pottery, but I'm here for a silver bracelet today. This was given to my grandmother on her 17th birthday, which would have been in 1924.
This is wonderful. This is so typical of what jewelers at the time during the 20s were doing. Now, you've often seen bracelets like this that are gold or silver or platinum. The same technique was used on all different metals. This one is a silver. It's actually a silver plate one. It's not sterling as I have looked, but it's a custom jewelry piece. It's simulated emeralds, simulated diamonds. It's beautifully made. This is
There's a huge amount of work in there.
Yeah, it's amazing quality. And this particular one would sell between $45 and $75. The silver ones go $150 to $250, and the platinums $10,000, $20,000,
I would
$30,000.
think this would probably sell closer to the $75 range of this particular one here. It has a nice amount of work in
And
it.
in New York City, it might go for a little bit more than that.
Yeah. It's
Depending.
nice that she has this box too. That's really sort of a nice touch.
Very pretty. A lovely family item if you wanted to pass it along, or the other option is you could put it up for sale.
No, I have to keep this one.
Okay, you are going to pass it along.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
And next we have Jonathan, who's here. Hi, Jonathan. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, what grade are you in?
Fifth.
Fifth grade, and what do you collect?
Legos.
Legos? That's a good thing to collect. And where did you get this doll?
It's my mom's.
Oh, how nice of you to bring this in to have it appraised for your mom. Do you know where your mom got it?
It was a gift to her.
Good gift.
This is a great one.
Yeah, the first thing you want to do is look for the maker, which I think this is probably Knickerbocker. Oh, there we go.
We got it?
Yeah, there's a tag right here. And it's good to know that with some of the dolls that you see, especially the Raggedy Ann and Andy's, Knickerbocker themselves only held the license from '63, I think, till 1982. So any doll that you have of Raggedy Ann that's a Knickerbocker would have to be within that time period and couldn't be earlier. But if you find some other tags, you might see a patent date of September 7th, 1913. That was the very early dolls. And you usually see most of the facial features and stuff all painted on the early dolls, including the clothing and the eyes.
So obviously the earlier ones are the most valuable.
And the early ones did not have
yeah.
the white around the eyes either, too, which is another.
And when you're looking at dolls, look at dolls in the manner of anything. And earlier, the item, the less synthetic fabric you had, this is, you know, you can look at something and break it down by, is it a synthetic? Was it printed on by a modern technology? You have to look at it with a lot of common sense.
So this doll you would appraise at about
Well,
what?
this doll box, I think this is like early 70s Knickerbocker, probably about $250 bucks, and the shape that they have it in, which it really looks fine, I'd say $125.
Deirdre?
And I'd be a little more conservative in the $50 to $75 range. She has a few little things. Oh, she has a little heart here. I love you.
Right, exactly.
That's sweet.
So it's a purposeful tear?
Yeah, that's why it's worth more money.
$225.
Yeah.
Jonathan, does your mom want to put this up for sale?
Yeah.
We'll do that for you.
Okay.
By the way, have you ever seen a rooster?
Yes.
How did you see a rooster?
My next door neighbor used to have a rooster
Your next door neighbor used to have a rooster?
and chickens.
John, I never had a next door neighbor who had a rooster.
And he was getting up early every morning, too.
I'm sure.
World-class chef Michelle Bordeaux is in the apartment today, and sir, we are so glad you're here. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. Now, we're going to look at your super collection of roosters a little bit later on, but we figured as long as you're here and we have this wonderful kitchen, we put you to work. So what are you going to be throwing together today?
I do chicken fricassee.
What is that?
And chicken sauté, and I have some fresh mushrooms.
Ooh, man, this is
Wild
looking
mushrooms,
good.
very good, you know.
Oh, looking forward to
shiitake,
tasting this a
oyster
little bit later
mushroom.
on. I want you to know that the entire staff, everybody here, knew for 2 weeks that you were coming. Nobody here has eaten for 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
We'll check in with you a little bit later on. Oh, that smells good. All right, let's go out to Florida where Tom is going to give us a sneak preview of the next item to be appraised. Hi, Tom. What do you got there?
Hi, I've got this Mickey and Minnie Mouse trash can that I'd like to have appraised next on personal effects.
Fox takes you on a behind-the-scenes look at the Star Wars Trilogy Special Edition. Join host Howie Long for Star Wars, The Magic and the Mystery, tonight on FX.
We both have colds. Find me up and Adam, and I can't even get started. Why? Because last night he took NyQuil and I took these, so he got rested. I didn't.
It's NyQuil, the bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, fully rested, so take it at night and have a good morning medicine.
My sister did without for years to make this business work. Some morning she'd wake up, her back felt ready for a wrecking ball. She'd take 2 Tylenol, but hours later, pain had come back. She'd have to take more. She couldn't take it any longer. So her doctor said try a lead.
I could take just 2 Aleve all day. With Tylenol, I was taking up to 8.
So she tried a lead. Keeps her pain away up to 12 hours.
It's meant a great deal to her.
Who did your hair?
Aleve. All day strong, all day long.
You can never be too careful about the sun. You might think that when it's cold and cloudy out, it's okay, but the truth is, it's not.
Even in the light of winter, UV rays can cause damage.
I can't hibernate all winter long, but I can help protect my skin.
Oil of Olay Daily UV Protectant Cream. Intense moisturization for winter plus SPF 15. The #1 product used by dermatologists, helping prevent fine lines and wrinkles.
If I'm good to my face now, I know it will pay off later.
A lifetime of beautiful skin. Olay's Daily UV Protectant.
Every week, the Wilsons ate Chef Boyardee until one day a can of new Superiore ravioli dropped into Mrs. Wilson's bag. Superiore had a richer sauce and plumper ravioli. In fact, it's preferred nearly 2-to-1. New Superiore from Franco-American.
One call to Big Powderhorn Lodging gets you. If it's in Big Snow Country, our getaway planners can book it, rent it, and buy it for you. Big Powderhorn Lodging. Got a phone?
Get ready, get set, go to the Auto Marketplace. Zoom into great deals while sitting idle in your home. Don't exhaust yourself looking all around town. Put on the brakes and watch the Auto Marketplace on Cable Marketplace. We bring the cars to you. Auto Marketplace, 4 times daily on Cable Channel 15. Be there!
Homes for sale on Home Marketplace, Dane County's video real estate guide. Seen 4 times daily, only on Cable Marketplace, Cable Channel 15.
Something does smell good in the kitchen. Welcome back, everybody, to Personal FX. And Michael is visiting all the way from New Orleans. And what brings you to New York?
Just to visit friends and have a good time.
Well, we're part of the good time department.
You're the friend,
And
too.
to have your marbles appraised.
Right.
We got an appraisal during the break. Where did you get these marbles?
I restore old buildings from the turn of the century, and these were found in 2 different buildings.
All of these marbles?
Yes.
Somebody just left them there?
Yes, the older marbles are found in a building that was built over an older building's foundations, and which was built in 1900.
What did our appraisers tell you about the marbles in terms of their value and how old they're?
He said they were worth between $300 and $500, and they're just nice.
They're just nice,
Yeah.
and they're made from agate and limestone,
Right.
and date back to...
Well, the limestone marbles, I believe, are much older, but the Presbyterian New Orleans, which is a museum there, has some that they dug up in their courtyard.
Wow. You have 150 of them?
Right.
Would you like to put them up for sale?
Of course.
Oh, you're in the fun spirit.
Yeah.
Our number to call is 212-802-0082. And John, I'm not going to say somebody lost their marbles. They just left them there for Michael to find.
Those are the greatest stories when somebody, you know, you got dumpster diving, which is cool, and then somebody restores houses, and they find things in the house.
A treasure.
Yeah. Some kid found a little hole in the floorboard and was just slipping them in there. Here they are. All right, let's go out to Florida, where Tom has joined us to have something appraised. Hi there, Tom. How you doing?
All right, how you doing?
Good. Hey, tell us more about what you have there.
Well, I've got an old Mickey Mouse and Minnie trash can. I don't know too much about it, except it's real old and Mickey's kind of looking mad, and you don't see him looking mad too much.
Yeah, that doesn't, that never happens. What do you two think of this? Now, you never see Mickey Mouse looking mad.
No, well, actually, this company did produce lots of different garbage cans from lots of different TV shows. Is there a maker on this particular can?
Yes, there is. On the
Copyright date? The Chain Company?
Chainco.
Yeah, Chainco, which I probably think is probably the J Chain Company, which is a collectible just in itself being manufactured by this company. People actively seek out anything that was made. They were located in New Jersey, and for some reason put out lots of different stuff that people loved and related to. I'd say this Mickey Mouse, in the condition that it's in, will probably sell for about $45.
But you don't ever see
rusty,
him.
yeah,
You don't ever see him that angry, though, do you? I mean, that is kind of
No, it's kind of unusual, but it doesn't necessarily make it scarce because it's unusual. But it is a different looking piece. I think it's pretty collectible. I don't see too many of them, so I would put it in the higher of 45, even though condition-wise might bring it into the $25 and $30 range.
Exactly. I'd be a little more conservative on it. A, because of condition, and B, because of age.
Okay. Tom, you want to take some bids on that? You want to hold on to it?
I'll take some offers for it.
All right, let's see what happens. We'll let you know at the end of the show. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and let's see, Jane now has joined us. Hi, Jane, how are you?
Hi.
Glad you're here again. Now, tell us more about these dolls here. These are Stipe, I think?
Stipe, yeah, little badgers, and I got them in a flea market in San Francisco.
Can I ask you what you paid?
Yeah, $10 each.
$10 each.
Wonderful.
And these dolls here were probably made in about the 1920s, and out of all the Stipe dolls that are made that I've run across over the years, these are probably the least expensive ones that I've ever seen that date back very early. For some reason, they must have been mass marketed. There are lots around. And
Condition here is a big deal.
yeah,
because this
but you do
can't
find them
really-
in all conditions, though. I mean, I found these dolls from mint to being ratty. But if you take a look on the tag on the bottom, it says Stipe Original Mark. And this is the Mickey doll. They also, I think, make a Mierko doll, which is just looks a little bit like this also. And these, in this condition, unfortunately, only probably sell for maybe $75 for the pair, and mint ones only sell for about $75 a piece.
Which is still pretty good.
Yeah, for $10, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you
They're
agree
very
with that
cute.
price?
Yeah, they're very nice. And Stipe, there are people who collect it just because it's Stipe.
And you'll never find button in the ears in these kind of dolls either, so don't look too hard.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you think? Do you want to take some bids?
Sure.
Yeah, maybe somebody from Wisconsin really wants them or something. Let's see what happens. Thank you so much for bringing us by. I appreciate that. All right. And Bertha is up next. See what she's brought in to have appraised. Hi, how are you today?
Hi, good.
Where are you from?
Clifton, New Jersey.
Ah, welcome. Glad you're here. Have a seat. Tell us what you have here.
A Bisque baby doll.
Bisque baby doll. Now, where'd you get this?
At an antique fair about 20 years ago.
Oh, was that right? 20 years ago. Wow.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is. It's a Bisque baby doll. They're very popular. They're very common. They're kind of styled after some of the antique dolls. They're Victorian. You often see them the same sort of material as piano babies, and they're that soft sort of porcelain.
This is most likely, I would even probably say German. A lot of these were imported at that particular point, especially around the turn of the century. Now, a lot of times these also had paper labels with them, so they've fallen off over time.
Yep.
So you won't see it. But they are very popular, and of course Bisque is unglazed porcelain.
Right.
So,
so it's sort of scratchy.
And this is a nice jointed doll, and very collectible in my opinion. It has all the clothing, and I think it's in really good shape.
Yeah, it is a nice shape.
For a doll of its age.
$35 to $65.
I would even say up to $75.
Yeah.
It's a nice piece.
Is that about what you were thinking, up to about $75, or what were you thinking?
Actually, I wasn't thinking anything.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go. We're doing great.
It's nice. I paid 10 for it.
You paid 10?
that's great.
Oh, well done. Well, do you want to take some bids?
Sure.
Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Thank you
Good,
for bringing
thank
that by. I
you.
appreciate that. Hold that carefully
Little
like that.
hand size.
All right, thank you, Bertha.
Thank you.
Okay, up next is Craig. Hey, Craig. How you doing? Come on in, bud. How are you?
Good.
Nice to see you. Give me 5 there. What do you got?
World's Fair plate. I got at a garage sale.
Oh, yeah?
This is great. Now, this obviously is the 64, 65 World's Fair, which was right out here in New York. And it's like a lacquered kind of a composition material.
It's probably
maybe
like a
paper
press-
mache or something.
Yeah, it might
pressed
even be
paper.
a pressed paper piece. But
And
it's
it's the
unusual.
Unisphere.
Haven't
And
seen too many of these.
No, actually Karen was just saying she has a black one at
She has a
home.
black
Yeah,
one.
black one. They were typical souvenirs from the World's Fair, and again, one of the more common things that obviously it's not an old World's Fair, but World's Fair is very collected. This
It's like a
condition's
little-
rough.
It's like a
Feel it-
little nut
yeah.
bowl, too, these were used for and stuff like that. You do find them around, but World's Fair stuff sells, especially the 64 in New York, commands a premium price than
This
it does
is the place to sell, yeah.
other places in the country. And this shape here, this is probably really only intrinsically worth about $15.
Yeah,
But if it
15
was
to
in mint shape,
$25.
it's up to $25.
Absolutely.
So about $15.
Yeah.
Is that what you're thinking, about $15? Sound good to you?
See that?
Yeah. All right. You want to take some bids? You want
Sure.
to look at? Yeah. Let's see what happens. All right. Thanks, buddy. Bringing that back here. Appreciate that. There it is, right there. All right. Let's go out to Florida, where JD is going to give us a sneak preview of today's super collection. JD.
Hey, John. Timothy Johnson's love of hippopotamuses have expanded beyond the Hippodrome here. Look at this. This is the tailgate of his truck. And he has airbrushed these two hippos. Now, this isn't a kiss. These are two males in a bit of a territorial dispute.
Amazing.
And, John, if you have this on your tailgate, your license plate must say this.
A hippo.
And if your license plate says this, your wife's must say this.
Bottomus, eh?
We're going to check out an incredible love affair of hippos coming up next on Personal FX.
What is Home FX? Home FX is 4 shows under one roof with 4 experts.
That's us.
Plus me, your ever-curious host. Each show is filled with practical information for real people with real lives.
How to raise kids and stay sane. How to fix up your house. How to take the mystery out of medicine.
How to grow an affordably fabulous garden.
We'll give you the answers real people need. So drop in and see what's happening at home. On Home FX, weekdays, 3:30, 2:30 Central. If it's in your life, it's at FX.
They're coming from all over
What state is it in? Minnesota.
for their chance at the ultimate dream.
No English, no Japanese.
The new team comes to town
The whole feeling is starting to come back.
on Baseball Minnesota this Sunday at 7:30 on FX.
Between my job and my kids, I couldn't sleep. So I talked to my doctor.
Today, 7 out of 10 doctors recommend the sleep aid in Sleepinol.
Now I get a good night's sleep and wake up feeling great.
Sleepinol. Sleep well tonight. Feel great tomorrow.
Morning number 3.
Smoke-free. Nice going Nicoderm CQ. Doing fine with no help, thanks. You want to cheat?
No.
Come on, just one.
No. I hate how calm you are.
That's the CQ.
Only Nicoderm CQ starts you off with the highest level of medicine. A 24-hour stream that's still with you when you wake up.
It helps calm the cravings. You'll see.
Nicoderm CQ. The power to calm, the power to comfort, the power to quit successfully.
Potato soup?
Actually, it's potato with roasted garlic.
Looks better than mine.
New Campbell's Home Cooking. Select ingredients create a taste like never before.
Like a taste?
Sure.
Honey?
Campbell's Home Cooking.
Did you know itchy, dry winter skin can get worse from hot water and soap? Did you know sometimes moisturizers aren't enough to heal itchy patches of dry skin? And did you know, among these, only Cortisone 10 with aloe has a medicine to stop itch and help heal. So this winter, when you have itchy patches of dry winter skin, even eczema or psoriasis, remember the power of 10. Cortisone 10. Powerful itch relief for the power to heal.
Now you have more reason than ever to be afraid. Own the newest X-Files collection. 2 all-new episodes on each tape. Collect them all to watch again and again. The X-Files. Own the experience.
Is your family a blur on weekday mornings? This weekend, slow them down with hot, fresh Pillsbury cinnamon rolls.
So that's what the family looks like.
Winter, numbing cold, crippling ice storms, devastating floods, paralyzing blizzards. This winter, know what may lie ahead. Watch the Weather Channel. Over 60 meteorologists continuously monitor and track winter's volatile weather using the latest forecasting technology. Stay with the Weather Channel. Depend on us to keep you ahead of the storm.
Did you know, first of all, Saturday is George Washington's birthday, so if there's any George Washington birthday parties you're going to, you can share this fact. George Washington's famous fake teeth were made out of hippopotamus ivory. Did you know that? I didn't know that either. Did
I
you know
had no idea, but you said it, and I believe it, and now I know. Now we know. That's what we count on for personal aspects.
Oh, boy.
Interesting pieces of information.
That's right.
By the way, we have a whole bunch of items that are up for sale today to tell you about, starting with the Disney silver-plated spoons. Date back to the 30s to the 50s, and they're fairly common. They're worth about $15 to $25 each. And John, Raggedy Ann, you can't help but smile when you see a Raggedy Ann doll. This one is from the early 1970s. It's from Knickerbocker. It's in pretty good condition with an appraised value of $50 to $125. And then we have 150 assorted marbles, all different kinds of colors, shapes. It's agate limestone from the 20s, and somebody to the 40s, somebody just left them in a building to be found, worth anywhere from $300 to $500. Just passing the card along.
High production value, there you go. We also have the Mickey Mouse trash can out in Florida, and this was appraised at $25 to $45. And this is not in great shape, but collectible nonetheless. And we also have the Steiff Badgers right here. And there's two of them here. These are from the 1920s. Appraised about $75 for the pair, the least expensive of the Steiff kind. Then we have the Bisque doll, and this is popular but common. And this was appraised at $35 to $75, probably from Germany.
And the World's Fair plate that dates back to 1964-65. Also a pretty common souvenir, so it's in the $15 to $25 price range. The good news is it's affordable.
There you go.
And if you'd like to bid on any of these items, what you have to do is call us. Our number to call is 212-802-0082. We definitely today have a very weighty super collection, John.
J.D. is going to show us around the collection. Let's go look at the Hippodrome, J.D.
That was a pun, Claire. A weighty super collection. He does have a weighty super collection, over 3,000 pieces, and this is the man, Timothy Johnson. And it's funny, he has been collecting hippos since you were essentially 4 years old.
Correct.
And this is the piece that got it all started. Tell me about this.
This is the one. It's a card from my grandmother. She gave it to me when I was a child, and it's a stand-up storybook. It's a visit from Amos B. It's a Hallmark card, and it's a story about a hippopotamus that went to visit somebody and broke everything in the house, and
that's great.
It started it all.
And that started, now, what is, you said that you love hippos. Have you ever seen one in person? Have you ever interacted with one?
I have gotten to 2 times. One time was in Nuremberg when I was stationed in the Army there. I was in a hippo enclosure, and the female had a brand new baby on her back. There was a bunch of commotion, and she spun around to where I was at on the wall, and when she did, she raised her head up to where I could pet her.
Really?
And so I actually got to pet her. It was excellent.
Okay, cool. Let's go over here and look at this, but you also do the hippo sound. Let's hear the hippo sound. One more time.
One time.
That's it. You can even sound like a hippo. Look at this. This is a very interesting piece. Tell us about this.
Whenever we would move someplace new, my father's a construction superintendent. He would always have something waiting for us at our new place to make us feel at home. And when we moved to Chile in 1975, that was waiting on my bunk. It's hand carved out of green onyx, and I don't know, value or anything like that. I've never really cared about that. It's a love of the animal, but I guess it's worth a penny.
Wow, that's interesting. That's a very nice piece.
Thank you.
And you got this in Chile.
In Chile.
A lot of your pieces are from all over the world.
Correct. I've got them from about every continent, but most countries.
All right, look at this. These are 2 interesting pieces. Tell us the story about this.
Well, when I was in the Bahamas on my honeymoon, I had gone over, and Goebel, who does crystal, did a Serengeti set, and I got the hippopotamus. Well, in getting the hippopotamus, I saw the showpiece, and it took me about an hour and a half to 2 hours of talking to the lady in the shop to talk her out of that one. But I finally did, and it's probably kind of rare because of it being a showpiece. It's not anything that was produced for the mass public.
And again, you're not quite sure of values, current values?
No, I never really paid any attention to it. It's one of those things that I don't really care about.
Right.
It's interesting, too, because his family is very supportive of his collection. Which brings us to this piece, which is very interesting. Also, you've actually adopted a real-life hippo,
Yeah, that's
right?
the closest I can have here to owning one of my own. That's Geraldine. She's at the Central Florida Zoo, and everybody can adopt an animal if they want. And you get to go and visit the animal and stuff, and she's partially mine.
Geraldine.
That's great. Geraldine.
Cool. Great thing to do.
But this is Tilly. And it looks like Miss Tilly, doesn't it? It kind of is a bit of a throwback to Miss Piggy. Tell us the Tilly story.
Well, I had seen her in a mall here in Orlando, and whenever I can't afford something, I always go back, and I like to look at them and at least remember them in my head. And I went back about 2 or 3 times, and about the 3rd or 4th time I got back, she was gone. So I never went and visited her anymore, and about 3 months later, I walked out Christmas morning, and she was waiting for me under the tree for my wife.
Right, and your wife was saying, no, you can't buy that. That's too expensive.
Yep, she sure was.
And then she went out and got it.
And she surprised me. She kept it at my parents' house for like 3 months, and it was great.
Now, this one looks like it has a lot do these hippos all have different personalities?
Every time I get one here, I introduce it to the crowd, and they all have names. All 3,000 of them have names. I mean, all of them. Drew and Ed and everybody from 104.1, and there's just a name for everything. If someone gives me one that's special, a little girl at church just gave me one out of her own toys, so I named it after her. And
that's great.
Go ahead.
And you also have cookie jars. Of course, you can't have a hippo collection without cookie jars. And this is your oldest one, right?
Correct. I got that as a gift. Someone had gone to Hawaii and brought it back to me, and I don't know much about it, but it's a strange-looking one.
And it was made?
It was made in Japan, actually.
And of course, John and Claire, if you have a hippo cookie jar, what kind of cookies can you serve from them? Chip-opotamus. Chipolotamus.
Chipolotamus, yeah.
So, are these good?
Yeah, they're actually real good cookies. I like them a lot. So do the kids.
And his collection is constantly growing, and so this is a newer piece for you.
Yeah, that was a gift, and this is one I really don't know much about. I'd like to know, but it would. I guess it was pre-war or something, and it's made here in the USA, and I just haven't been able to find much information on it.
Yeah, and there's no real markings. Well,
just on the foot.
Yeah, copyright USA 682.
What is it made of? JD, what is that made of?
It's like a copper or a bronze.
Copper or a bronze.
Yeah.
Any idea, guys?
Yeah, it looks like it was an ashtray, actually.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably dated to the 40s or so.
To about the 40s?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a novelty, exactly. But the fact that it's bronze is pretty nice.
Yeah, I'd probably say about maybe $50 to $60.
Might be up a
Cool.
little.
Well, it's not going to be sold because it's the latest piece
That's right.
in the collection.
Correct.
And Timothy, thanks for
Thank
showing
you very
us
much. I appreciate it.
your hippo collection.
And anybody can visit me anytime on my webpage. And
That's right. He has a hippo webpage.
Hey.
All sorts of things.
Yes.
Educating people about hippos.
JD, that's great. Timothy, thank you very much. JD,
Thank
what do
you
you
very
say on the count of 3, we all do the hippo sound? What do you say? Ready?
What's that?
On the count of 3, let's all do the hippo sound. What do you say?
Okay, what's the hippo sound again? Okay, here we go.
1, 2, 3. Thanks, JD. Thank you, Timothy.
All I can say, John, for you is hip hip hooray. That's all. And when we come back, going to be in the kitchen, no, not cooking, but looking at a fabulous collection of roosters with Chef Michelle Bordeaux from Tattoo.
Weatherman Normie's report is looking stormy, with heavy precipitation and leaks flooding low-lying areas. But wait! Huggies Ultra Trim diapers are moving in with the improved leak lock system, up front for boys and in the middle for girls. Even after a downpour, there's hardly a leak. And Normie gives the soft cloth-like cover thunderous applause. The extended forecast looks bright thanks to Huggies Ultra Trim's outstanding leakage protection.
Glamorous Hollywood? Not to me. For me, it's long hours and strange locations. Can't get slowed down by irregularity. My doctor says exercise, eat right. But sometimes a meal is whatever you can grab between takes. My doctor suggested Metamucil, the only leading brand with 100% natural fiber, like the fiber in healthy foods. Keeps me regular, gently, so I can give my usual award-winning performance.
Metamucil, the doctor's natural choice for regularity.
Claritin. You've got to ask your doctor about Claritin. I did. You should, too.
I will. Everybody should. It's a great choice for me.
It's time you experienced Claritin. Ask your doctor about a prescription and call 1-800-Claritin.
Until I saw my doctor, I had no idea what Claritin was.
Clear days and nights are here. Call 1-800-Claritin. Is that clear?
Perfectly.
Ask your doctor today about switching to Claritin and call 1-800-Claritin for a $5 coupon and free information.
At the Kylie's, the bread is fresh, the vegetables hot, and there's only one Mrs. Kylie's casserole. And there's only one TV in the entire house hooked up to their satellite dish. So if you're ever at the Kylie's and want to watch your favorite show after dinner, remember, it's first come, first served. Not so with cable. Cable lets everyone watch what they want, where they want, all at the same time, at a fraction of the cost of satellite TV. TCI, we're a little more down to earth.
Personal FX on the road every single solitary day. Here is our schedule. The week of February 24th will be in San Antonio, Texas. That week is all booked up. The week of March 3rd will be in Portland, Oregon. and that week is all booked up. However, the week of March 10th will be in Little Rock, Arkansas, and we are looking for people to have their items appraised and super collections and things like that. So if you're interested, give us a call at that Sprint-sponsored 1-800-FX-FX-FX1 number, and we will set it up. Welcome back to Personal FX. Incidentally, when you see that, when it says booked, just so you know, that means that we have accommodated as many people as we can possibly squeeze into the show. Thank you very much for your response. All right, let's get right back into summer appraisals. Here we have Susan and Tim. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Susan, let's go first with you now. What do you have here?
I have an old erector set that I got in at auction for $1.
That's great. That is great.
This is a big score, actually.
Such a great one.
And this company, A.C. Gilbert, actually stands for, I think, Alfred Carlton Gilbert, and actually was a world record holder and Olympian in the 1908 Olympics. And actually started out making these after he got back from the Olympics. And the company developed into being what it is today.
And that's
which is
exactly
a huge...
the age of this. It's right around 1910 to 1915. It's in wonderful shape. You've got the details on the box. You've got all the sections for everything. It even, there's a little here button, member.
Excuse me, that's for boys, it says.
Boys.
Okay?
Okay,
For
then you
boys.
get to touch it then.
It actually says, member of Gilbert Engineering Institute for boys. And this is set number 8. And each set, if you look at erectors, they each have a number on it. And there are catalogs that'll list all the numbers and actually the prices for each individual set. This set number 8, I think, dates to about 1913. Sells in this condition for only about $300 to $350. But these pieces can be refinished and refurbished. And if you do, you could probably bring it up into the $500 to $600 range. And what really takes a little bit away is that the box is not still in the original shape when it had the paper cover on the outside, which would have added more to the value.
Well, do you agree then?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a wonderful
refurbished about
How is she going to know? It's for boys.
Alan, you're getting yourself in a lot of trouble here. That's all I know.
You know, I could still beat him up.
What do you think? Do you want to take some bids on that?
Certainly.
All right, let's see what happens. Thank you for bringing that by. I appreciate that. Great. All right, and if you'd like to place a bid on that or anything else up for sale on today's show, 212-802-0082 is the number to call. Hey, Tim.
How are you doing?
Good. Where are you from?
From Weehawken, New Jersey.
Oh, great.
Across the river, right?
Excellent. Now, what do you have here?
I was digging through a junk store, and that caught my eye. I'm a graphic artist, so, you know.
Oh, is that right?
See anything that looks like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fortunately, it has some dating on the bottom, so actually it's pretty easy for us to date. That'll be 1987, Filmation Associates. So that's the year that this came out. But when this came out, unfortunately, in some respects, animation was already commercialized.
Right.
And all of these things were widely produced, and everybody thought they were big money. And what was 10 years ago, unfortunately, is not today in the animation field.
Yeah.
And since this is not an original cell from a cartoon or from a commercial or from one of those things, there's really no pertinent value to this piece outside of just being commercially sold.
So the market has gone down in this? Is that what?
Yes, it has. It was really overly, you know, exposed, and it has gone down. This one.
I mean,
is
even
nice
the
one. It's
original cells
graphic.
have gone down that are from original shows and all.
Well,
because you have to understand, they make 500,000 cells per show. So there's not 500,000 out there because some cells won't have faces in it, so they're really not worth too much money. But there's a huge amount out there from each and every show.
Exactly.
This piece, I would say the matting probably would cost more than the piece at this particular point, but probably would retail at this point for maybe $15 or $20 at most.
I put it a little higher just because of its graphic value, and I put it at $25 to $45. It does make a nice presentation.
Pinocchio hasn't lied yet because
his nose is still small. That's right.
Neither have we.
That's right. You could tell when we make a bad call. Our nose get bigger.
What do you think? You want to take some bids on that?
Sure.
Let's see what happens. Sure. Thank you for bringing that by. Okay. Appreciate that. All right. There is something cooking in the kitchen, and I believe it's a super collection. Claire?
Oh, and it smells so good, John. You know what Madonna and Tony Bennett and Joan Rivers all have in common? They've all eaten at Tattoo, which is a very well-known New York City restaurant and night spot. And we're so pleased to have the executive chef, Michel Bordeaux, with us today.
Hello.
Welcome. Now, I should tell you, this man has 2 passions in life. One passion is cooking, and the other passion is?
Collecting.
Ah, and you collect?
The rooster.
Why roosters of all
Because
things?
it's a symbol of France, and I love it.
Roosters remind
my
you of
passion.
France?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Show us this rooster. Is this an ashtray?
Yes, an ashtray. That came from a
just
famous,
hold it up.
sorry, from a famous restaurant outside of Paris, near Versailles, l'Hostellerie du Coq Hardy.
And roosters are really a symbol in France?
Yeah. It came from the Gaul area. When the Gaul people, the inhabitant people from France, they love the rooster, and for them is the god is something special,
So now
and
you
it came
love the
from
rooster.
that time, you know.
I understand your family gave you this rooster. Tell me
Yes,
about
that
it.
is from my father. Because he kept the
I'm just going to, you know what, I'm just going to let the
famous
camera get right in
Oh,
on it,
sorry.
right close.
he
Yeah.
kept the famous Mar de Bourgogne inside, because I come from Burgundy, you know.
Can we just, if that comes off?
Yeah?
Oh, wow. That is terrific. So that's a real treasure.
Yeah, for me it's very important.
Is it difficult for you to find roosters, or are there roosters all out there?
No, there's a lot of rooster everywhere, but I don't have too much time to running around all the antiquaire and all this thrift shop,
Right.
to collect.
You're cooking.
Yeah.
Where did you find, tell me about this rooster. What a fabulous rooster.
It looks like a maitre d', eh?
Yes,
No?
it does look like a maitre d'.
Yeah.
Where does he come from?
Store in New York, and it cost me a lot of money for me.
How much do you normally spend on your roosters?
Well, no more than $250, you know.
You have a limit,
$300, yeah,
$250?
yeah, it's my budget.
And sometimes you spend a whole
Yeah.
lot less?
Oh, yeah. I should explain to you. I have one somewhere. He cost me a lot of money, but he
Was this one the
himself,
toughest one for you
Exactly.
in terms of finding or getting?
he came from Haiti,
Mhm.
Haiti Island, you know. I was there, and they have a supermarché, they call that the Iron Market, and where they have the painter, the sculptor, and I saw this little rooster. I said, oh, I want it.
You had to have it.
Yeah. And the guy says, no. Look my painting, look this, look that. He takes me 2 hours and $250 to buy 2 paintings. For this rooster, it almost cost $2.
In exchange for the rooster.
Yeah.
Did you ever have to cook somebody a meal in exchange for a rooster?
No.
That has never happened. By the way, these are cooking utensils?
Atlet, we call that atlet. It's very old. It came from Carême, a famous chef in France. We use to decorate the piece, roasted piece. We put some truffle, we put some lemon on, and it's on the top of the piece.
This is great. You know, we had a whole debate here on the staff of Personal FX. Do people actually eat rooster?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yes. It's a specialty in my province, in France, where I'm born, in Burgundy, the famous coq au vin.
Your last name is Bordeaux. Are you from the Bordeaux region of France?
Yes. No.
No?
I'm born in Burgundy. My name is Bordeaux.
And they do cook rooster. And you have even more roosters here.
Yeah,
you delight in
more,
roosters.
yes.
People know what to give you as a gift.
Oh, lots, yeah.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you very
and,
much.
And I think the gift to the staff is you have cooked something for us later that we're going to get to taste.
And you taste.
Oh, Chef Michel,
Okay.
thank you. What a joy having you here today. And maybe somebody out there has some roosters they're going to call you about.
Yeah.
And for those of you who have any questions about roosters, or maybe you have a rooster for Chef Michel, our number to call is 1-800-FX-FX-FX1. Or you can fax us at 212-802-4201. You can always write to us at P.O. Box 825. That's Madison Square Station, New York, New York, 10159-0825. And coming up next, Emily has been awaiting appraisal. Emily, give us a sneak preview. What have you got?
I would like these nesting bowls to be appraised coming up next on Personal FX.
From the guy who brought you 90210 and Melrose Place, now you can see Vegas at no extra charge.
That is crazy.
Dan Tana and Vegas, weekdays at 10, only on FX.
The kids left home. Life is easy again. And dinner, it's new fajita-style Create-A meal.
Calling your parents? Uh-huh.
Just brown your own chicken, lay on a hearty measure of Green Giant's fresh-tasting veggies, our tangy Create-A meal fajita sauce, and in 20 minutes,
Probably asleep.
it's a fajita dinner for two. It's a fresh solution to dinner. Create-A meal.
Green Giant. Snack well, your creamy cookies, so chocolatey. Your fat-free cookie, devil's food. You taste so good.
Hey, Cookie Man, just make the cookies. Don't sing about them.
Snackwell's Devil's Food Cookies.
For my skin, winter feels like forever.
Oil of Olay 2-in-1 Moisturizing Body Wash. With 75% moisturizer, it improves skin, leaving it more moisturized than any leading beauty bar or shower gel.
This could actually be my first winter without dry skin.
You've heard about Claritin. Now ask your doctor about Claritin D 24 Hour.
Experiences.
A prescription medicine It's as clear as day and night. Ask your doctor about Claritin D 24-hour.
A clear choice.
Claritin D 24-hour.
It's time to ask your doctor.
Call 1-800-CLARITIN today for a $5 coupon and free information.
Are you having trouble containing your containers and you can never find that matching lid? Introducing Nestums, the newest development in storage containers. The lids store right inside to save space. And only Nestums has the all-new triple lock top. You get a complete 12-piece set for just $19.95. Order now and we'll include a $5 factory rebate. That's right, just $14.95 with rebate. Nestums are freezer and dishwasher safe and come with a lifetime warranty. To order this 12-piece set of Nestums for just $14.95 with rebate, call 1-800-257-5700.
For almost 25 years, WIDA, the Wisconsin Housing and Economic Development Authority, has been helping people achieve the American dream of owning a home. Hello, I'm Representative Rick Skindrew. If you're ready to buy your first home and meet the income guidelines, you may be eligible for a low-interest WIDA home loan. You may even qualify for assistance with closing costs or a reduced down payment. If you find your dream home and need financial help, call WIDA at 1-800-33-HOUSE.
Super Collectors, Saturday, 7 a.m. on the East and West Coast, and that's 6 a.m. Central. And we do it again 3:30 on the East and West Coast and 2:30 Central. We're going to see super collections of garage sale kits, Asian house, and jigsaw puzzles. Make sure you check that out.
And then today, hippos and roosters.
Yeah, I got it all
Every
covered.
day is something different. And we wanted to let you know about the items that right now are getting the bids, and it's not too late for you to join the bidding process. We have the Disney silver spoons that are from the 30s to the 50s from Rogers Brothers. Pretty common, $15 to $25 each. And then the Raggedy Ann doll. And Raggedy Ann is worth anywhere from about $50 to $125 from the early 1970s from Knickerbocker. Pretty good condition. And we have the assorted marbles. There are 150 of them made from agate, limestone, and glass. $300 to $500 for the whole group.
And then out in Florida, we have the Mickey Mouse trash can, and this was in not great shape, but very collectible, appraised at $25 to $45. We also have the Stife Badgers. There's two of them from the 1920s, and these were appraised at $75 for the pair. And we have the Bisque doll, and it's popular but common, and this was appraised at $35 to $75, probably from Germany.
And last but not least, it's 1964-65 World's Fair plate that is appraised at about $15 to $25, and it's pretty common, common souvenir. So, if any of these items interest you, once again, give us a call at 212-802-0082. Let's go back on out to see what Emily has for us to appraise. Hi, Emily. Nice to have you with us. And tell us some more about your bowls.
Well, these bowls belong to my great-grandma, and there's 5 of them, and they have a mark on the bottom.
And what does the mark say? Can you show it to us? Hall Superior.
Yep. Absolutely. I love this stuff. This is a wonderful set. It's so 40s.
This is Jewel Tea Company stuff, actually. This is an exclusive that homemade for Jewel Tea Company. And I think this pattern is Autumn Leaf.
And we're arguing, because I know it's a Morning Glory, but it may be called Autumn Leaf. So I'm going to give him that. We're arguing again, though.
Well, it's it may not be Autumn Leaf, but I do know that Hall put out a lot of these pottery and a lot of these pieces that are now very collectible. Does it matter in terms of the
value, which pattern
Autumn Leaf is very collectible. There seems to be a high price on the Autumn Leaf stuff just because of the desire is there for it.
Plus, its blue is a good color blue. It's still
it's unusual. I've never seen this color on the outside of the bowl. This is like a nesting set from Hall, and Hall's big now. And I'd probably say this would retail in about the $100 range.
I put it up a little bit higher just because it's nice to have a nesting set like that, and I put it up about $150. It's a nice set. Yeah, it's a nice, good, graphic, colorful set.
Emily, they're saying up to $150. It's been in your family a long time. Did your family want to put it up for sale? Looking for a cue? Take bids? Okay. We'll be happy to. Thank you for doing such a great job in the air today.
She did. That was terrific. All right, then we have a letter in from Escondido, California. Beverly Hasty wrote in, and Beverly says, this mantle clock was given to me by my husband's grandmother in the 1960s. The clock is made of copper with brass around the face. And on the front of the clock, it is marked Wright, K & Company, Detroit, with chimes on the half and on the hour. Measurements for the clock are 16 inches wide, 10 inches tall, by 2 3/4 inches thick.
This is a wonderful clock. Yeah, it's probably bronze with brass rings. It's a mantel clock. It's about 1915 to 1925. It's nice because it's got that sort of the bell on the top, the chime on the top, a sort of mechanical piece. And it is a little bit unusual, and I put this in the 350 to 450 range.
I'd go a little bit lower, probably in the 250 range. They seem to sell a lot at that price.
Okay. There you go, Beverly. Thanks so much for writing in. Appreciate that.
And our next letter writer is H.K. Strong, who writes to us from East Hedina, Montana. I have a Parker fountain pen that I would like to have appraised. It had originally belonged to my father-in-law. The pen is marked Parker fountain pen, patent 630-91-1305. It is black with elaborate, either gold Victorian or Art Nouveau on both the pen and the cap. It also reads Parker Lucky Curve on the gold pen point. The pen measures 5.5 inches long and 1/2 inch in diameter.
This is sweet.
This is a wonderful pen, yeah.
Did he say if it was 14 karat gold? I know the tip must be, but the pen
This is
itself?
a gold pen point.
I'm going to assume that this is a gold pen.
I think I'm going to go with you on that one. It looks like the quality. It looks like
Lot
the
of
right
work on
color.
that.
from
Would
what
it
we
be
can see
marked?
from the photo.
14
Yeah,
karat gold?
it could be worn away, though, because they're used a lot, and sometimes the engraving wears away.
Or they could be in a spot that's just hard to notice, too. But even though most people have fountain pens at home, don't ever throw them away if they look like they're plastic and garbage, because the tips on the end are gold on most of them. And they'll say 14 karat or 10 karat right on it. So don't ever throw your pens away unless you take that.
And how valuable a pen are we looking at?
This could
one
be
looks like
expensive.
a
I mean, I'm going to have to go up
500 conservatively.
I'd say 500 plus on this set. Parkers are big, and
a big
one's
name.
less elaborate than this are selling for $200-300.
So it's worth checking out to make sure it's
Exactly,
14 karat
and
gold.
our difference is one if it's a gold filled or if it's a 14 karat
Right.
gold.
But it's not a
and of
$100
course,
pen, that's
condition-
for sure.
No, it's not a $100.
And if it's gold filled, then it'd be worth it.
It's in the lower range of what we were talking about, and in the
Maybe
higher
that's a
if
3
it's
range.
gold.
If it's
Yeah.
gold, 5, 7,
Good.
8.
H.K. Strong, thank you so much for your letter.
Okay, and now on the phone from Sonnet, Massachusetts, Elaine Christensen joins us. Hi, Elaine. How are you?
Hi, John. I want to tell you that the people of Massachusetts just loves Personal FX.
And Personal FX loves the people of Massachusetts right back.
Mutual Admiration Society.
You got it. Now in order. That's right. What would you like to have appraised today, Elaine?
I have this pitcher and bowl. The pitcher is 13 inches high. The bowl is 16 inches in diameter, and when you tap the bowl, it rings just like a bell.
So it's high-fired porcelain.
So it's what?
And it has the,
High-fired porcelain.
and it has the crossed swords on the bottom of each piece.
Bingo. It's Meissen. It's German. It's a fabulous piece. I was looking to see whether this was Meissen or if it was Dresden. When you run your finger over that line, is there like a cross in the middle of it? Is there an incised piece or is it flat?
On the swords, you mean?
Yeah.
It seems like there's a little line, like you can feel the line.
If you can feel the line, then it's a Meissen second.
Yeah.
You won't be able to see it. You'll be able to feel it. You just run your finger across it. It's a Meissen second, which means it's the second quality. It doesn't really matter in terms of how beautiful the piece is.
This is
'cause
probably
it's
later
fabulous.
Meissen, though. I would probably say this is post-turn of the century, maybe teens.
Turn of the century, exactly. That's
like
exactly
that.
the right age.
And nice piece, very sellable. Of course, Meissen, enough said just for the
Meissen
name
is
itself.
extremely desirable, $600 to $800 this way.
At least
Yeah.
$500 to $800.
Okay.
Wow.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I like that.
Yeah.
Elaine, do you want to take some bids?
Well, no, thank you, because I love it so very much.
Don't blame you. Thank you so much for being on the phone
there's
today.
one thing I wanted to tell you.
Sure.
You're gorgeous.
Oh. Get out of here, Elaine.
Since I've been watching.
Thanks a lot, Elaine. Bye-bye.
She can come on the show anytime, right,
That's
John?
right.
And for those of you who have an item that you're wondering about the worth of, send us a picture of the item. Don't make it a Polaroid, but a good quality picture. And if you know anything about the item, the markings, the history, the age, include that information as well. But don't send us the item.
That's right. And you send it to the following address: Personal FX, The Collectibles Show, P.O. Box 825, Madison Square Station, New York, New York, 10159-0825.
And the guessing game begins. What will the big bids be? Stay tuned.
Every town has its share of conflict.
I'm a transsexual.
My daughter's in his class.
Every town has its share of tragedies.
Is he going to die?
Dear God in heaven. And through all the struggles,
I don't even know who you are anymore.
Every family must find a way to triumph.
The good in this world still outweighs the evil.
The people, the problems, the solutions. Take a look beyond the picket fences. Every day at 1 p.m., 12 Central, only on FX.
Let me tell you about fish sticks. They're crunchy, and it tastes really good. You can pick them up. You don't have to chop it up like this, all to pieces. Then you dip it in. V-A-N, decant. I usually eat 4 or 5.
Vandicams, the fish kids like to eat.
You should get your mom to get some.
Tefal, the #1 brand of non-stick cookware, is about to change cooking with this exclusive anti-warping stainless steel disc. This is Armor All. Inside, Armor All's unique non-stick surface stands up to scratches like never before. The result is a non-stick pan that's built to last, inside and out. That's Armor All, yours to depend on, from Tefal.
The American family. Falling apart?
History.
Doomed. I disagree.
Who's that?
It is I, Emilio Ortega, and my taco shells have been bringing families together for generations. Bring your family together. The Ortega way.
Did you know itchy, dry winter skin can get worse from hot water and soap? Did you know sometimes moisturizers aren't enough to heal itchy patches of dry skin? And did you know, among these, only Cortisone 10 with aloe has a medicine to stop itch and help heal. So this winter, when you have itchy patches of dry winter skin, even eczema or psoriasis, remember the power of 10. Cortisone 10. Powerful itch relief for the power to heal.
Dive in, Snoopy. Devour those crunchy milk-bone biscuits. Dazzling. What's that stupid beagle dreaming about? I have no idea.
Milkbone, give your dog something to smile about.
It took Italians to design a shoe with flair and style, but it took Americans to design the perfect corn pad to make them bearable. Dr. Scholl's corn removers with super soft cushioning gel have our best cushioning protection ever for immediate pain relief. Because what good are great shoes if you can't wear them?
Pedigree provides all 5 building blocks of good nutrition. Protein for strong muscles, carbohydrates for energy, essential oils for a great coat, minerals for strong teeth and bones, vitamins for sharp eyes.
Pedigree, developed with vets, recommended by top breeders.
Some folks are getting ready to eat. We want to thank Chef Michelle Bordeaux from Tattoo Restaurant, New York City, for bringing along your wonderful rooster collection.
Thank you very much.
It's been a delight.
I have a surprise for you.
Oh my God!
Hey.
John, we won't forget the big bids, but I'll share after the show.
Boy.
Thank you, you're a doll.
That's great. You'll be working on that all weekend.
Beautiful.
That's great. All right, let's go out to Florida to start these big bids. Tom, you got the Disney trash can there. Glenn Rose from Vermilion, Ohio called in with an offer of $101.
I'll have to think about it.
Okay, you think about it. In the meantime, Nancy with the Disney Silver Spoons. Patricia from Hemlock, New York called in with an offer of $91.50.
Sold.
Sold it is. You're back. I thought you'd still be eating.
That was really a surprise. They kept it for me.
Jonathan with the Raggedy Ann, Enid from Buffalo, New York called in with an offer of $102.25.
Sold.
Yes, sir. Michael with those marbles. David from Hickson, Tennessee called in with an offer of $500.
So,
yes, sir.
And Jane for your Scythe badges. Al from Victorville, California would like them for $125.75. Oh, so Bertha for the Bisque doll. Judy from Hammond, Indiana is offering $65.
Sold.
Craig for the World's Fair plate. Nicholas from Jackson City, New York would like them for $55.50.
Sold.
On a roll. And let's go on back. JD, as always, a terrific week. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you guys. We want to thank Timothy Johnson for showing us his incredible hippo collection and all of our contributors from Florida.
All right, JD, thanks a lot. And we should point out that Io Haynes will be on the road for us Monday, San Antonio Magic Lanterns. Make sure you tune in for that.
Have a great weekend, everybody. See you on Monday.
Let's eat.
Let's eat?
Yeah.
Okay.